Here tonight at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Alongside me, former world champion Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a play.
Hector Macho. The incomparable Arturo Gatti, fighting out of Quebec, Canada. This New Jersey fighting legend is ready to go again.
This is going to be an intense stare-off before the fight starts.
And now we toss it up to the world-renowned ring announcer, Mr. Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. We waited a long time, and now we've got this fight. Not a lot of defense here at all. Nice counter shot. Solid punch. This fighter embodies the cardinal rule of boxing. Hit and don't get hit.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
Swing and a miss with the jab. Missing with the left hook. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The straight right just misses. Will say no mas. You'd like to see more jabs. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Camacho that last round. Well, there was no doubt about it. There's the bell for round 2. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
A counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
They both want a highlight reel knockout. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
How about that time counter shot? Unlike the heavier fighters, these fighters throw so many punches, it's hard to keep up. Left hook misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. about Hector Camacho. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second,
On to the third. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
That uppercut does not score. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Straight right just misses. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And that hook misses. They exchange punches. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. Perfect counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
Dominance.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Good counter punch. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
It's not always about who hits harder. In this division, ring IQ can go a long way.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be. Having second thoughts in the ring.
Nice exchange here from both men. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Look at that shot to the head, and there's no way they were going to stand up to that one.
I've got to see that again.
Talk about Hector Camacho. Time for the 5th round. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see 2 boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Incredible work rate. Didn't land that jab. And he misses with that. Hold that thought. Ooh, Camacho is in trouble. Camacho goes down. Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
That's lights out right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You still want to fight?
Talk about Hector Camacho. Let's see how the game plan. There's the bell to start round 6. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
When you have a fighter that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? The straight right just misses. Done with that counter shot. This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Punch, counter punch. Looking to land the hook. Nice counter shot. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Beautiful. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last round. I promise you, all 3 judges here. There's the bell to start round 7. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. He misses with that jab. Missing with the hook. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Punch himself out, though. Counter punching. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Is going to cause some problems. They might want to call a doctor over.
Cornerman, get your job done, do it right.
Get your mind back, get your focus back, get that jab back. Just box it.
Round 8, and we're off again. They just gave us one hell of a round. Let's see if they'll do it again.
How much energy did they use? How hard and how tough and how much they had to dig deep. This is just ridiculous. I don't know what to expect. I'm tired just watching it.
Misses with the straight left. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Blistering hand speed from both of these outstanding lightweights.
Don't be courageous when you're getting in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. His stamina is off the charts. He threw a punch and just got countered. You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter. Fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you beat.
Well, hold on a second, Johnny. Oh, look at so much bruising. Will the referee stop this fight? Yes, sir. We fight on here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. That's about as close as you can get a majority decision win.
Todd, you're all right. We don't see this that often. But when we do, we really remember it. And this is one of those fights. Majority decision, I agree, you agree, the fans agree. Sorry, am I talking for you? All right, that's enough. Okay, you agree.
I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. Compliments on my accomplishments are only possible due to your involvement, volume, level, and confidence. The consequences stimulating your consciousness, activating the cognitive structures. I think all you mother and opposites still play a vital role in my conquering. The combination of confrontation and pondering. Occupation is populating the conference with conversation, no astonishment, consuming the comments and then vomiting up the vinegar. Hey. Ominous as a monster is underneath your posturepedic, possibly in the closet. It's an necropolis, scary how I'm optimistically obstinate. Ain't no domino in my dominance when I'm dropping this. Janice Joplin droplets, it sound like the apocalypse mixed with Christopher Wallace's topics on top of obelisks. It's a kabbalist novelist inside of my esophagus. Rhyme is priming, is optimist and tastes like chocolate cake. Slice it like a ninja, pick up all the pieces, assemble like Avenger. Authoring is August, wordplay is December. That mean my pen is in cinders and my deliverance shivers like Siberian area shippers. Slip on the slickest icicles, drip from the tip of my scriptures. If you a ship on the trip, don't hit on the tip of my glacier. Swim with the fish and flippers. I finish my pitches. This is what didn't get it, getting hitting the different differs. What did he do it or didn't she? Who are you mentioning? Lou would do a dual identity, dueling enemies. Do it to him, chewing through him without doing it dentally. Superhuman fluent without refueling engines with energy. This chemistry can it be? They googling endlessly. Even computers losing memory, bending mentally when they interface with the lyrical ability. Many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. Pick a side, will you live, will you die, will you quit, will you try, sweating eyes, who am I, champion till I die, every morning, every night, boy I gotta look alive, now you can hear the crowd going wow, yeah, you know who's up in the house tonight, the champions are back in your town, feel the stands and make them shout tonight, the champions about to get down, you know who's up in the house tonight, the champions are back in your town, feel the stands and make them shout tonight, the champions about to get down. Up in the house tonight, the champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight, the champions about to get down. You know who's up in the house tonight, the champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them out the side of my pores. We came to battle, we came for war. Digging in the mud, carry across the globe. No matter the weather, rain, sunny or snow. I guess all the sacrifice was worth it. The pain made perfect and gave me a purpose, yeah. And I still don't get no breaks. And you about to learn why if you in my way. You know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down. You know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down.
As expected, fully packed here tonight. All the seats have been sold. We're live at the Empire Fight. Sergio Maravilla Martinez. He's the... We're coming up against...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, here is a unified and sensational middleweight champion of the world.
They'll be fighting under the lights tonight. What a unique environment as we get set for this high-energy showdown.
It's cooled down a little bit. The fighters will love that. We might see a high-tempo fight here.
Under the bright lights here for this one. Really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Really got Martinez good. And apparently no rest for the weary. Thought about taking a breath, but instead, they're in there throwing bombs again.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Straight right just misses. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. This fighter focuses on those long, straight punches, staying on the outside, and winning round after round.
If you're an outside fighter, you've got to use that straight jab, the straight right hands, the straight left hands. Doing it that way, it makes it so awkward for anybody to try and pin you down or even predict which way you're moving.
misses with the straight left. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook. You believe what we are seeing. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Nice counter shot. Do you believe what we're seeing? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. No secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
You can't leave it up to the judge.
Listen, be smart.
Here we go. It's round 2. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
A high-octane battle. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Better start respecting each other's punching power. Nice job by him to block that jab. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice counter shot. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
A perfect counter shot. It's all offense all the time. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. Got out of the way of that right hook. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. The straight right just misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. That was almost a 10-8 round, complete.
To win this round, get your mind back.
The bell rings and we start the third. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Card, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
That one lands. And he misses with that straight left. Always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
There's a counter shot. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Punch. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. You think the pace will slow down? It picks up. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. He threw a punch and just got countered. Straight right just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. You know that bell was sweet music to his ear.
Calm yourself down.
Back at it in round 4. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until you're sensitive comeback.
Perfect counter lands. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym. You can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
They exchange punches. Can't land the jab there. They threw the hook. It didn't land. The old adage is no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Catch and shoot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. How about that time counter shot? type of fight. Nice exchange here from both men. Those counter punches have to hurt. Do you believe this? Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. So much for boxing. This is a fight. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they have...
Get back out there and win the round.
On to the fifth we go. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare.
Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will continue.
So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight's capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Beautiful counter punch. Holding nothing back here in the round. What a punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's the perfect start.
Both want the knockout. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Some fighters are just gifted. Gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Misses with that jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. His stamina is off the charts. Beautiful counter shot. Is there any way back into this fight after the beating he has taken?
Focus on what you're doing. You don't want to lose this fight.
On to the sixth round. Something has got to change after 2 knockdowns in the last round.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
And he scores with the counter. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Good counter punching. These two fighters are made for one another. That counter punch caught him clean. Back and forth they go. That counter shot lands. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Nice counter punch right up the middle. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Well done with that counter shot. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Punch, counter punch. No rest for the weary. Right hook won't score. Looking to land the hook. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
There's a lot on the line here.
Get your mind back on the job. That's a terrible round, that is. Come on, you've let him back into the fight.
And there's the bell for round 7. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Martinez forced to step back. He's on wobbly legs. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Nice counter punch. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
This fighter is spending a lot of energy in this round. Swing and a miss with that jab. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. I want to think of holding on here for a minute. Not throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you'll get knocked out. The fighter's vision is paramount, and the referee may stop it here.
Are you okay?
To the relief of the fans here, this fight will continue. Heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better.
It's boxing back together.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
And at some point, the corner needs to think about stepping in here. How is this fight still continuing?
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What will they do? What will they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? When are we going to see a jab from these two? Perfect counter lands. Perfect counter shot. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How'd you do it?
And there it is! The knockdown punch we knew was coming! Cue up the replay machine. I have got to see that again.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two, three, four, five. Give me your ball.
Well, they're back up, Johnny, but now what do they do to get back into this fight?
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
Jab misses. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them. Well, it's go back to the drawing board time, a unanimous decision victory.
Unanimous. You know what? Smart that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. At every round in the bag, there was no argument, no discussion, no mistake. It was so obvious.
another done. All damn, just what have I become? No chance, I'm still what they waiting for. No brain on stage, been here before. Hold on too much, gotta let it go. No pain, I'm out of it, ain't involved. No call, no show, I ain't really gone. Too late to say I was there wrong. Filling out the way for that info. Feel lost, but I know that we close. We down my lane on the road. Feel like I've been in before, but maybe switching my roles. Cold dude, no you, now you ain't never that. So lose, I do, I gotta run it back. Cold dude, no you, now you ain't never that. So lose, I do, I gotta run it back. Another one time be fun, I think my aim just begun. Another one last time please ya. Now I ain't live to please ya. Ain't got no plans to be through. With this whole thing to see through. And I ain't trying to be cool, nah I'm just trying to be true. But all I do is see blue, at least the team in my room. Feel like it's trying to consume, but I'm just days to refuse. Or maybe make it out soon. I assume that my doom ain't the worst of the guess what my purpose is. Start my verse, then I fall when the curtain ends. When the curtain ends, yeah, it's just back to pretend. Yeah, it's just back in the bins. Yeah, it's just back in my ends. Off in the back where I blend. Off in the back where I... Yeah, it's just back to pretend. Yeah, it's just back in the bins. Yeah, it's just back in my ends. Off in the back where I... Just got another one. Just got another one. Just got another one. Another one, another one, another one. Another one, another one, another one. Another one, another one, another one. Another one. Another one. Another one down.
For I am the truth. I am the light that lighteth